So, what's your name and how long have you lived in Tucson?
Okay, my name is Edward Chan, and I lived here since 1939.
You came here from China, right?
No, my dad was the herb specialist, and we traveled throughout the western state. My father was born in Canton, China. My mother was born in San Francisco, and they were married in San Francisco, and my dad came to San Francisco as a principal of a Chinese school. Every year, I went to a different school in a different town for 12 years. In other words, I never stayed in one school more than 1 year because of my dad's business as an herb specialist, which they don't allow. In that day, there's no license for herb specialists. So therefore, when we were doing good, the sheriff came and chased us out of town. And every year, I had tears in my eyes when I left, because here we got to go make new friends again. It's hard. So we left town every year. So when I got to Tucson, it's the longest I stayed, because at that time the war started. My dad was at Chan and Kong Herb Company here. And when I went into the service, he decided not to move anymore because we would never be able to find them again as a family. Because my brother and I both went in their service, so we don't know where we're going to be. So he sort of semi-retired here as an herb specialist. He doesn't have what we call Social Security in those days, so he just stayed here, and we just lived here until we got back from the service.
How did you get involved into, like, the Army?
Well, I graduated in 1942, and that's when they start, getting the people into the service. I volunteered into a cadet training, which allowed me to go attend the university till they're ready to call me.
So, when you were in the Army, was there any differences between your section and the whites?
Well, there's very little integration in our. In fact, I was the only Chinese in my group. Actually, in my training command, when I went to the Bombardier, the class of 45, I was the only Oriental in that class. There was hardly all white, and there were hardly any colored people there at the time. I was the only Chinese there.
Did you feel like lonely or anything?
No, well, they were real nice. All we grew up as a family, all cadets. We like each other. We went out together. So really, lonesome is hard to say you had. They sent me to Santa Ana, where the classification center in California, where they classify you whether you're going to be a pilot or a bombardier or navigator. I found out I was qualified all three, but they think I was best suited for being a bombardier, so I didn't want to fight them. From there, Santa Ana, I went to the gunnery school for a while at Kingman, Arizona. From Kingman, Arizona, I went on to Kirtland Air Force Base in Albuquerque, New Mexico, where I learned to be a bombardier. So it's quite a deal. I mean, you fly 35 missions, and every time you fly a mission, you got to worry about flak, you got to worry about fighters. The most dangerous one to me was the Palesti, which everybody read or heard about, that been in the war. That was my first of two, because that's an early part when I got there. That's when they're hitting all the oil refinery. Palesti was one of the biggest oil refinery in Europe that supplied the gas and the oil for all tanks of the German army. So we had to hit all the refinery. So we prevent the tanks from moving and the airplane from flying, then we have a chance.
So these ribbons here, what are they for?
Oh, this one here, this is the air medal. You get an air medal for flying each mission. Every 5 mission, you get a cluster. So therefore, my medal here, I should have, oh, here it is, right here. This tells you the same. These are ribbons which you put on your chest. You don't hang medals on. You hang, so that tells me that an air medal had 3 oak leaf clusters. That means I flew over 35 missmen over there. Each cluster counts for 10. The pilot will fly us to initial point. And then the initial point, then it goes to the target. When they get to the initial point, the pilot says, the bombardier, please take over. In other words, he don't fly the plane anymore. The bombardier flies the plane through the bomb site. One day, on my first flight as a bombardier, I flew as a squadron on the right-hand side. And you have a lead bombardier, and you all have other bombardier in each airplane. So one day we flew up there, the lead bombardier accidentally hit the throttle button. The log dropped the bomb. He dropped the bomb, so I saw him drop it, so I twiggled. I didn't even look at the bomb, so I hit my target, and all 7 bombs on a wheat field. Nobody there. Just blew up the wheat field for nothing. See? So therefore, from there on out, our base commander chewed every bombardier out, and every bombardier from now on will, beside the lead bombardier, every bombardier will sight the target and will not release a bomb unless their bomb sight tells them pretty close to what the lead bombardier. I tell you, I don't know why I'm telling you all these stories. There's a story. You see, the bomb bay doors are like that. They slide up like that, and they slide up like that. Then the bomb drop. On one trip, the bomb bay door got stuck somehow. It wouldn't open. And the pilot said, we're going to bomb through those bomb bay doors. Maybe we'll be lucky enough to knock all the bomb bay doors off, because we don't want to take the bombs back with us. So as we went through the sky, I released the bomb went through the bomb bay door, 2 doors broke apart with the bomb, 1 door didn't get off the hinge and was swaying back and forth, down about right below us. So therefore, with a door flapping, you can't land with a door like that, flapping out there. You can't fly formation because the other guys don't want to fly closer in case that door flap loose, then they hit them in the engine or any place, knock them down. So therefore, we had to lag back behind, and I had to go in the catwalk where the bomb bay doors are and try to fish that door and try to pull that door in and tie it up so that we could land. So I spent in the bomb bay door. There's only a catwalk about 6 inches, which you go walk in between, and there's no oxygen. You're 10,000 feet. You look down the ground, and you see farmhouses and stuff. So you're standing there, and you had no oxygen, so you had no parachute. You can't wear a parachute because it's too binding. You can't get through the catwalk. So I had to wear a portable oxygen and fish, and finally got the door closed so we could fly back in formation and land the airplane. So that's maybe why I got the DFC, Distinguished Flying Cross.
It's the blue ribbon right here, right?
Yeah, that's a Distinguished Flying Cross. Not everybody gets it. You got to do something except. See, in the medals, there's a Congressional Medal of Honor, which is the highest during the war. Then you got let's see, the one more. This is about the 3rd highest that they can give you, 3rd or 4th highest they can give you.